Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I appreciate the time that we're being given to look at the financial crisis from the very beginning. As I've said in a letter to you and will continue to say, I'm troubled that today we only have one witness, and this witness brings a cloud of some suspicion based on allegations that have been made against him. Notwithstanding that, the assurances that we will complete the entire picture of AIG from start today to finish, I think is critical, and we are the only committee that has shown an interest in delving that deeply into this crisis from before it began until today, and, as the Chairman said in his opening remarks, intend to go beyond to make sure it doesn't happen again. The witness before it today is a recurring figure in both criminal and civil investigations by the Department of Justice and the Security Exchange Commission. The U.S. Attorney has identified Mr. Greenberg as a co-conspirator in a criminal securities fraud case that has already resulted in 5 convictions. News reports, whether fair or unfair, indicate the SEC action against Mr. Greenberg on these security fraud charges could come any day, and there are good reasons to believe that he could face even more significant legal challenges. Mr. Greenberg, I say that because I believe we have to set the record straight. I don't do so in order to assume that those charges are true. That's for others to decide. Moving forward, I'm confident that this committee will have Edward Liddy and a number of other key people involved both in the operation of AIG before during the intervening period from the time you left until today. I also believe the committee, many times not in hearings but in other ways, is going to have to evaluate in depth a number of actions by this administration and its predecessor. As CEO of AIG, it is clear that for the first 35 years, you built a company that the world admired. You built market capital second to none, the largest in your industry and one of the largest in the world. It is also clear that the crumbling of AIG began on your watch, that there were systemic problems that had occurred. Today, I'm sure that we will hear, and perhaps rightfully so, that those problems, if managed correctly, would not have led to the same outcome as we are facing here today and around the world. As many here know, Mr. Cummings and I both wrote the Chairman, first in December and then more recently, asking for additional investigations. I've received assurances from the Chairman that we will have those, and I look forward to working in a bipartisan fashion to ensure that this investigation is the most thorough in Congress. It is very clear that we will also hear today that TARP funds have been used in a less efficient fashion than they should have been under both the previous administration and the current administration, meaning that rather than using assurances or other instruments that cost little or nothing, we've delivered cold hard cash, in many cases outside the United States. It has been widely reported the millions of dollars paid in bonuses to AIG executives who were retained as part of a contract, and Congress has attempted to claw back those dollars through a number of mechanisms. Mr. Chairman, I look forward to asking this witness what he would have done had he been faced with the meltdown and recognizing that the 100,000 plus employees that built this company leave every day, and if they do not return, in fact, all the capital of the company has left and not returned. So, Mr. Chairman, I recognize that this is just the beginning of what is going to be a thorough investigation into how and why $180 billion of taxpayers' money so far has been committed to AIG and thus far has not created a stable company. Additionally, Mr. Chairman, I look forward to our staffs working on a bipartisan basis, most often behind the scenes, most often not through public hearings, in order to get to the entire truth. I think both you, Mr. Chairman, and myself agree the reason we have so many investigators is that a lot of what we do is not legislation, but in fact investigation. And I look forward to the testimony today and the work beyond, and yield back the balance of my time.